Oh my goodness. So some real skill building that the other folks in the organization really needed to do in order to recognize that the discomfort that they were feeling was just a natural discomfort that comes from being around somebody who isn't exactly like yourself, and it's okay. You can feel that discomfort, and that's not going to hurt you, and you will get used to it, and you will overcome that. And then the second thing that I was thinking was, oh my God, I sure hope that there are no career coaches out there who would take up that charge and actually do what they were hoping a career coach would do to you to make you less of who you are. Our profession is really about understanding who we really are and being as effective as we can be as ourselves. So I would.
Well, lucky I had a career coach who, after just a little, who I had a previous relationship with, and after a couple conversations, really recognized what was happening as well, and was very sort of upset that the organization had put her in this position, because that really is taking the onus off managing, right? Managing that person as well. You've sort of skipped your management responsibilities as the supervisor and shifted those off to someone else as well, because that would feel uncomfortable for you. So she recognized that. And so a lot of what we spent time on was sort of strategizing what my next steps were and like utilizing our time that way. But you're right, like it was just very disheartening to see that like I was identified as the problem, and that the problem had nothing to do with my work performance or even like my work style. It had to do with people feeling literally just upset and uncomfortable that I was at the organization and that I was doing the work that I was doing. And that honestly, and this is a lot of times like a challenge for people, is that you're really good at your job, because people have very low expectations for you as a woman of color. And they've been told that like, you know, you're not as smart as, like, we know that you didn't go to the best of schools, like we know that. So we don't have high expectations. And so when you sort of blow that shit out of the water, I hope I can say shit, but when you blow that out of the
Hopefully,
water,
that's a situation that calls for swearing.
like when you blow things out of the water, because we have, I mean, I don't know if you know this or not, but people of color have been told since the dawn of time, like you have to be twice as good. Like you just have
I know.
and that's a real lived thing. And so there are instances when you blow those things out of the water and people don't know how to respond. And it's strange because if you were white, you blow it out of the water, people are excited. They're like, this is fabulous. You know, or it's amazing. We want to give you a raise. We want to advance you. And those aren't the same types of responses that women of color frequently get in those instances.
Okay.
So the good thing is there's lots of opportunity for growth and development on both sides, because there's going to be a long road of trust that has to be established for women of color, like in some of these organizations. And I don't know if you saw my article or not that I recently posted again called Brown and Bird Out on corporate America. But that's, you know, that's one of the reasons why a lot of women specifically are leaving corporate America, is that there's, you know, these lack of invisibilities, lack of, you know, the ability to advance, you know, feeling overworked, feeling like you've got to do all of the diversity work. And, you know, as women generally, we already have a lot of additional responsibilities that we have to maintain. And so you really have to start making these choices about like, do I want to be my authentic self? Like, do I want to have a reasonable work-life balance? Like, do I want to feel like respected at work and included? And if you keep sort of getting into a space where that's not happening, you of course ask yourself, you know, am I doing the same thing and getting the same results? And if I am, then I need to change that. And that is, think, why we see so many Black women as like the leading demographic that's starting their own businesses, because we've been experiencing it over and over again. And we've decided that we are not insane and that we have to find a different route to finding professional happiness.
Yeah. And I thank you so much for even just picking up the thread there that I was actively dropping the thread because I was so overwhelmed with disgust. And you picked it up and you said, yep, action. Let's convert this into action. Let's channel this into changing our approach. And on your end, that might look like starting your own business. On the end of folks who are in the corporate environment, it needs to look like, yes, disgust at what has happened, but changing how things happen.
Absolutely.
So, speaking of starting your own business, what do you want our viewers, anybody who's still with us, uh, to know about Epic Career Network and what you're moving into next?
Yeah, so Epic Career Network is an exciting space. We have online events. Hopefully, we'll do offline if world changes a little bit more here in the future. We offer office hours free of cost for members to the platform, as well as just regular, just fresh, innovative content. We're doing these interviews with different members of the community each month as we work through different themes. And so one of the things that people can know is that you can get real direct feedback from a real person right away. So there are a lot of different services for, say, resumes or LinkedIn profiles, but frequently they make you go through either an online course or like filling out a couple forms before you can talk to a person. And, you know, we're really focused on human connection. So you are able to talk to people right away. When you join the platform, I'm behind the scenes sending you messages and interacting with you and trying to understand what your concerns are. So that's one thing. The second thing is that we are looking to launch some courses and to do some partnerships to provide even additional specialized job search and career advancement support. So we do offer career coaching for individuals that are looking for that help, whether it's in a resume, a cover letter, general career coaching, we offer that. And we're looking to, like I said, create some courses to help people build their business portfolio. So building out your resume in a couple different versions, optimizing your LinkedIn, and then creating like a networking strategy for yourself. And then looking at building and launching your personal brand. And so I'm really, you know, that's where my heart is. So I'm really excited to launch that course soon, where again, we sort of help people figure out what are the communication pillars of your brand. How do you want to codify that, whether that looks like a website or whether that looks like a mobile app or whatever it is that that looks like for you, and then how do you want to launch it. And so I'm excited to sort of offer those additional services coming up in the near future. And then, of course, we are just, you know, out here trying to connect with people and chat with folks and, you know, really bring some levity to the job search, because it can be really challenging, and also bring some support, because you can feel like you are alone. You can feel like you're stuck. You can feel like nobody understands like how hard this is. And that's just part of what it is to let people know that you're not alone in this journey, and that it is completely okay to want to find and do your most authentic work. You don't have to settle for the crumbs that people give you, and that you're not alone.
Beautiful. And how can people find you?
Absolutely. So if you are looking for me, you can always send me an email at Erika, Erika, at coolcreativedesign.com. And you can find Epic Career Network at epic-career-network.com. And we, like I said, are online. That's always a great place to start. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on the Facebooks. So I'm in the interweb.